Hey there, this is Mr. Winter. I hope you're doing good. Today we're taking a look at our lesson from Tuesday, March 2nd, and we're starting out with the Desmos slide sort. And so take a look. There are two different things here, right? There's a linear equation right here, 100m plus 100, and there's an exponential equation, b equals 100 times 2 to the m power. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to sort all of these in two groups, either exponential or linear. And so let's start with the verbal descriptions here. We have two different verbal descriptions. It says a beetle population begins with 100 and increases by 100 each month, or a beetle population begins with 100 and doubles each month. Which one goes with this graph, an exponential? Which one goes with this one, a linear? Take a second, try to match them up and see what you think. All right, well, hopefully you said if it's going by 100 and going up 100 each month, this is the linear situation, and here's the graph that goes with that, all right? Also, hopefully you're like, here's the beetle population is doubling, that's an exponential function, and this one best represents an exponential. All right, now, which equation looks like a linear equation? Well, that would be this one right here, right? 100 times the number of months plus 100 gives us our beetle population. So let's slide that right here with this linear graph. This one says it starts at 100 and it's multiplied by 2 each month, right? 2 to the power of m means it multiplies by 2 each month. So we're going to slide that one there. So now which chart works best for a linear equation, right? 100, 200, 300, 400, or 100, 200, 400, 800. Well, which one looks like it's doubling each month, the top or the bottom? Yeah, the bottom. 1 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. And so we're going to slide that one right down there. And that means this is our linear chart, and we're going to put that one right over here. So I think it's a really great idea if you take some notes on this. Make sure you write that the left one is a linear situation, the right one is an exponential situation. And you can have those in your notes and reference back to them. All right, so go ahead and make your way through these slides. Here's our goal for today, slide 6, slide 7, our agenda. And we're going to start right out with this idea of what pattern of growth goes with linear functions and what pattern of growth goes with exponential, right? Pattern, what's the pattern? Well, this is an addition or subtraction of the same number, right? So we could go up by adding 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, or adding 10, or subtracting 3. But whatever it is, it's that consistent, and we call that the rate of change. It's also called what? The slope, right? All right, and it's a consistent. What pattern goes with exponential functions? That is a multiplication growth. Right? It could be multiplied by a whole number or a fraction, right? And it actually starts to shrink if we multiply it by a number less than 1, right? So if we multiply by the fraction 1/2, it would have it each month. You're going to dig into this a little bit more as we go. So here is a really creative idea. Come up with a story involving linear growth and a story involving exponential growth. Come up with one of these. At the end of today, we have some other stories that you can go back to and look and say, that's linear, that's exponential. So try that out, and then make sure you have these notes down. And so we're talking about increasing or decreasing. Remember, it's a linear function, and so our increasing and decreasing by a fixed number, our rate. And then finally, if we're multiplying, here's that function. So make sure you read through those. Make sure they're in your notes, come to office hours and ask questions about that. And now here on slide 11 is an incredible problem to kind of make you see the difference between these two pieces. So read this question. It says, Jose has begun a population of ladybugs in an aquarium. He began with 5 ladybugs, and after a month there were now 15 ladybugs. He's not sure if they're growing linearly or exponentially. So what we want to do is complete this table if it was linear, and complete this table if it was exponential. And so we need to see, how is this changing linearly, right? How is it adding linearly? And then go ahead and fill these in. So I'm going to give you a moment. Think about how do you go from 5 to 15 if you're adding, and then fill in these next 3 boxes. Did you figure it out? All right, well, if not, watch this. 15 plus, how did it change? Well, it changed by adding 10 each time. And so you got 15 plus 10 is what? 25. All right, so then we added 10 again, and we get 35. Add 10 again, oh, that should be an equal sign, and we end up with how much in 4 months, right? We get 35 plus 10 is what? 45. So did you get 25, 35, and 45? Right? It's going up by 10. That is a linear growth pattern. Well, now think about it. How does it go up from 5 to 15 if it's exponential? And that's saying, what could we multiply by to get from 5 to 15? If you know, go ahead and plug it in there. 15 times what? Did you do 15 times 3? Well, good job. And 15 times 3 would be 45. Well, then we take 45 and we'd also multiply that by 3. You get 135. And finally, 135 times 3 gives us 405. So think about the difference between these two, growing linearly, growing exponentially. What do you notice? What are you thinking about? What questions do you have? So go down here. How can you tell that a population is increasing linearly? You look and see that it is growing by adding the same amount each time. In this case, we added what? In this case, we added 10 each month. Okay, so then how about here? How can we tell the population is increasing exponentially? What would we look at? Well, we look and see that it is being multiplied by 3 each month as it grows. In this case, we multiply by what? Okay, we multiply by 3 each month. So our initial values are the same, 5 and 5. This one increased by adding 10. This one increased by multiplying by 3. So let's look at those examples. Let's call this one A of M, because we're adding, equals our growth each month was 10 times M, right? We could use X, Y, Z, anything, 10 times M, plus our initial value of 5 ladybugs. Each month it's going up by 10. This one, let's call it exponential of M, E of M, equals our starting value in this one was 5 as well. And then we say times, it's growing by 3 each time. And so we say to the M power. Again, we just define our variable as M, and so that's what's here. If you're like, that's really confusing, watch this. Nothing changes if I do f of x except for the variable that we have in there. And if that feels more comfortable to you, great. We could do the same thing here. This could be g of x equals, but instead of m, it'd be x. And so the idea is you want to be able to define the variables and know what's happening. So since we're talking about months, I'm going to just keep it as m. So f of m equals 3 to the m power times our initial value, which is 5. All right, questions? So then how can you tell which population is growing faster? Well, you can look at the chart, or you can just remember, if they're both growing, which one will grow faster? All right. Also, I know exponential growth will overcome a linear growth every time. All right? Good. Let's keep going. So, now it's your turn to practice. There's 5 problems here. I want you to decide, is it linear or exponential, and what could that function be? I'm going to pause, then I'm going to do these all right? And then you'll be able to check with me. So pause your screen right now, try these out, and come back when you're ready. Did you pause? If not, you're not going to learn anything, so pause it. All right, now that you've come back after trying them all out, all 5, let's start with problem 1. It says the library has 8,000 books and is adding 500 more each year. If we're adding 500 more each year, that's definitely linear. I'm adding 500 each year, so that's what's my change, my rate of change, x, plus my initial value of 8,000. Do I need that plus 500? No, I'm going to delete that. So it's going up by 500 each month. It's starting at 8,000. Problem 2, and if you haven't tried this, pause it and do it first. A customer must pay $50 for a membership, plus $3 for each time they use the gym. All right, now we can think about if you're losing money or just the total amount of money. It could give you 2 different equations. I'm going to say it's 3x, because that's what changes each time you go to the gym, plus your initial cost of $50. So this will give you how much money it costs. If you want to think about it as a negative, I saw some students do this. You lose $3 each time. Oh, sorry. And you started out $50 in the hole. So that would be your total negative amount of money that's coming out of your bank account. As long as you describe them, even either one's correct, I'm going to just delete this first one if you're struggling, or the second one if you're struggling with it. All right. This one says a bank account starts with $10. Every month, the amount of money is tripled. Sorry, the problem 2 is linear. If the amount of money is tripled, we are multiplying by 3 each month. That means it has to be linear or exponential. What's my starting value? $10. Multiplied by how it changes each month, times 3, all to the variable, that x power. Because each month, we're going to multiply by 3 again. If you haven't done this yet, right, pause it, try this out on your own. At the carnival, you have 50 ride tickets. Each time you ride the roller coaster, you have to pay 6 tickets. So I'm losing 6 tickets each time. I'm not losing a multiple. I'm losing the same rate each time. So that would be linear. Some students love writing it 50 minus 6x because it's showing my starting value minus what's happening. If you were to write this in the form that we've been using over and over again, our slope intercept form, you could write it as f of x equals what we're losing, our slope, right, negative 6x, plus our starting point of 50 tickets. All right, and finally, if there are 2,000 owls in the wild, every decade the number of owls is halved, right? Halving something is dividing it by 2, also multiplying it by 0.5. So this is exponential. My starting value is 20,000. I'm multiplying that times a fraction 1/2, all to the x. Sorry about that. It should look like this, to the x power. All right. So make sure you scroll back through these, pause it, check out your answers, and tell me what you need help with. All right. So today, reflect. How can you tell if a situation is linear? How can you tell if it's exponential? Look back at these problems and give me your concrete understanding, and then show how well you understand this by completing today's Delta Math assignment, 302-21 linear and exponential situations. Have a great day.